Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Alright, so I've had this comment several times and I did want to address it. When I talk about martial law, that martial law can be enacted. And people have said to me, 340 million people, there's no way they can enact martial law on 340 people. Well, that's where you're wrong. And I'm going to explain why you're wrong. That yes, they can enact martial law pretty much on everybody. Does that mean that everybody's going to comply with martial law? Absolutely not. But here's the thing, okay? So first of all, with martial law, they can lock you up without due process, keep you locked up for as long as they want to. We've talked about that a little bit, actually, in the last video that I did. So there's that. So if they enact a curfew and they say no travel from 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning unless you have a pass or permission, you can't be on the roads, right? They could do that to restrict travel. Here's how they can enact martial law and make it work. They can cut you off. And what do I mean by that, right? So you're in a rural area like I am out here, outlying area, and you say, well, I'm not going to comply with what they want, I'm not going to do what they want. So they just cut you off. They would, the way that they can enact martial law is restrict travel on the roads. So roadblocks, having to have special permission to travel, period. There's no way you would be able to travel anywhere great distances without said permission. That's one way, okay? The other way that they can do it is they just cut off your supply line. If they say, okay, well, this area is not complying to what we have enacted or what we want to do, or they're causing problems or whatever the case may be, what they'll do is they will cut off gas supplies, cut off food supplies, cut off medical care, cut off the power, natural gas. You wouldn't be able to get propane. You're not getting any food. And we have to remember, folks, okay, 95% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2-week disaster, let alone anything longer. So how long do you think it would be, realistically, that some people would be able to hold out without giving up or giving in or surrendering, or basically, and I've talked about this before, they would say, okay, well, if you come to the camp, like say it'd be a FEMA camp, right? You have to give up your guns, and then you can come in and we'll give you whatever medical care, shelter, Wi-Fi, power, all your creature comforts that you're used to having that you don't have, that you've been going without. A lot of people are going to give up and go in. Now, there will be holdouts. Absolutely there'll be holdouts. But they don't have, see, here's the beauty of that. They don't ever have to come out and get you. They don't. They don't have to go, well, we're going to go out and we're going to get them, and because they know it would be a tremendous loss of life if they tried to do such a thing. And a lot of people are dug in and prepared that way, okay? All they got to do is wait you out. That's the reality. All they have to do is wait you out. They cut off the power, they cut off the food supply, they cut off the gasoline. So, as a prepper, right, do I have backup propane? Yes. Do I have backup gasoline? Yes. Do I have backup food? Yeah, right. Do I have guns and ammo? Sure, okay. But the reality is this. At some point, it may take a while, those supplies are going to run out if you are unable to replenish them. That's a fact, all right? That's a fact. And most people are not prepared to deal with said reality. They're just not. Again, the vast majority of people are not. So big talk is great, and saying, oh, I'm never giving into martial law, blah, 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 blah. I did a video quite a while ago, and it said 90% of people will go to FEMA camps willingly, and here is why, okay? I would encourage you to go back and watch that video, because, again, I'm making points to explain to people so that they understand. You show me, now I'm a father, Okay? Anybody watches the channel know that I have children. You don't think that I would do everything humanly possible for my child if my child was sick or hurt and needed help? Right? Especially when they're little. And, there will be people that you would never would think that would give up, will come in and give up because of the people that they love and that they care about. Because if your child is sick and you know that if I take that child to point B, I can get the help that I need to get for that child to save that child's life. A lot of people are going to do it. Not very many people can make that hard call and say, well, we're just going to have to let that child die. I would not want to watch my children die before I die. That's not how it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, it does happen quite often, especially in our society today, especially with the drug use and everything else. A lot of lives have been destroyed, okay? But the reality is, folks, that martial law absolutely can work. It will work, even with 340 million people. Like I said, if you're unable to get anywhere, if you're unable to get any kind of supplies. So when I talk about prepping, and I say when SHTF happens, you're going to have what you have. That's the reality. You're going to have what you have, and that's it. So if you're not prepared and you don't have anything, you're not a tough guy. Nobody's a tough guy in that situation. When you're cold, you're hungry, you're unable to shower because there's no running water, you don't have another alternative way, or you don't know another alternative way of how to get water warmed up. A lot of people, folks, can't even make a fire. I mean, that's the reality. That's how real it is, okay? And so, like, towns, they'll give up. They'll do what they need to do. Small cities absolutely will give up and do what they need to do. Will there be people that will resist? Absolutely there will be, okay? There absolutely will be. But if they catch you outside of a curfew, they're going to lock you up and throw away the key. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can scream about your rights all day long, but there's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. I don't think that people realize how easily it can be to manipulate people into complying and do what they want. I want you to think about this, even this aspect of it. We live in a society now, our younger generation, all right, they have grown up on electronics. So, like, my children are 22 years old, okay? My stepson is 28 years old. They've never not known what it's like to not have electronics. Cell phones, internet, computers, laptops, all the bells and whistles that are out there. They've never been without those. So they don't know what that's like not to have it. And so if they cut that all off, people are going to lose their minds because they're not used to it. I grew up in a generation we didn't have any of that stuff. It came after I got older. And at first, realistically, the first thing, and some of you will remember this, the first thing I remember is Pong. It was a stupid game on a computer that was a paddle on this side and a paddle, and you had to hit the ball. And over time, the ball would move faster and faster, and you're trying to move your little paddle to get it back and forth. That was what we started out with, folks, okay? So, where technology is now is much more advanced than it was, when I was younger. But again, people are just not, I think too many people are delusional to think, well, that can't happen and that can't work. And it absolutely can. All you got to do is, realistically, you don't have to do really anything other than to shut off the power. And you're going to have people lose their minds. All right? You cut off travel, people are going to lose their minds. You cut off the food supply, and you will see people give up really, really quickly. Okay? It's a fact. And I'm not trying to say, I'm going to hold out to the last man is standing. I'm not saying that. Okay? But I'm obviously in a much better position to deal with the situation longer term than most people are. Most people are not. They're just not. And they don't know what to do or how to do it. There's nobody there that has shown them or taught them and those type of things. So I love when I get the comments, there's no way they can enact martial law on 340 million people. Yes, they can. Absolutely, yes, they can. Okay? And it would work. It absolutely would work. And you don't have to have a ton of troops to do it. All right? You just don't. Now, again, will there be people that will rebel? Of course there will. But they'll also won't be around very long. All right? If they go into fight mode and that type of thing. So, anyway, folks, I want to hear your feedback on this video. So, do you believe that martial law could work? Or do you not think that martial law could work? I've given some valid points of why I believe that absolutely yes, it can work. And, you tell me what you think. And we will go from there. So, I hope everybody's having a good week. Like I said, just be safe, take care of your business. This video is going to be going up Friday at 3 o'clock. So I would encourage you all to join me in the live stream tonight at 8 p.m. And we will have a good discussion. And we will go from there. All right? Remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, get on. Come on, stop. STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one stopping you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. Have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Prep Nurse 1, out for now.